Good afternoon. In compliance with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, I call to order a regular voting meeting of the Public Facility Corporation Board of Directors of the Austin Independent School District for Thursday, May 22nd, 2025 at 5:32 p.m. A quorum of the board is physically present at the AISD Central Office to conduct this meeting. This meeting is being broadcast on cable channel 22 through Spectrum, a sound broadband, and on channel 99 through AT&T U-verse. Closed captioning in English is available on these platforms for individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing. Thank you for joining us. We will move to the approval of the agenda. Secretary Boswell, do you have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Having a motion by Secretary Boswell and a second by Trustee Whitley Chu to approve the agenda. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. The motion passes unanimously with a vote of 5 in favor by all those on the dais. We will now move to the action item on tonight's agenda. Secretary Boswell, do we have a motion to approve agenda item 2.1?
Yes, I move to approve item 2.1, March 24th, 2025, Public Facility Corporation voting meeting minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Directors, are there any questions or comments? Okay. Having a motion by Secretary Boswell and a second by Trustee Whitley Chu to approve item 2.1. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. The motion passes unanimously by all those on the dais. Secretary Boswell, do we have a motion to approve agenda item 2.2?
Yes, I move to approve item 2.2, approval of restated governance documents for the AISD Public Facility Corporation.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Directors, are there any questions or comments?
I have a question. I know that these documents are expanding the number of people on the Public Facility Corporation Board to include 3 elected trustees and 2 people who are not trustees, who apply and are chosen from the community. And Ms. Greathouse, I would love some guidance from council about how those people will be chosen, whether that's contemplated in the bylaws, and if it's not, how we make that decision.
So, good afternoon. Thank you for having me here. So in terms of how they're chosen, they must be appointed by the governing body of the ISD. So the Board of Trustees must vote upon and appoint all of those people to the board. How you choose to nominate people is up to you. That is not governed in the bylaws specifically. It is something that you can dictate by a policy. So we've left that to be more flexible so that you're able to choose how to do that. And I believe we've talked about some potential ways to do that. So Jeremy, I don't know if you want to talk about more of that process.
Sure, good afternoon. So currently the application process is open to the public through June 30th. Anticipation is once that closes, that Director Boswell, Director Hunter, and Director Gonzalez for the PFC would review all the applications, and then we would convene in early August for the 3 of you to specifically choose together who the 2 recommended appointees would be. And that would be like through an action item as the PFC board, and then in September, the larger school board would vote to approve those appointees to the PFC, and then from there, we can convene whenever, in terms of now having the 5 as the full board of directors for the Public Facility Corporation.
Okay, thank you both. And Ms. Greathouse, you said a policy could be adopted. Would that be a board policy or a PFC policy?
It would be a PFC policy.
Okay, thank you. Thank you both.
Are there any more questions? I have just a quick query, want to just make sure that I understand. So that we set the application, how was that made known that the PFC was going to be expanding to 2 non-elected people?
So over the past few weeks have been publicly promoting this. We also have communication going out through the district, but reaching through organizations, everyone from the Austin Housing Coalition to Urban Land Institute, Education Austin, other similar type entities that either have just the general public that make up their constituents, if you will, but also those who would bring some of that experience in the housing realm, making sure that they're aware, because I know that is something that the directors have expressed is kind of a balance between the two of community voice that either brings just lived experience or community voice who actually brings expertise and knowledge in housing that could be contributing to this board.
Excellent. And then finally, just so that everyone is aware that the PFC, we've asked you to go ahead and clean up some things and do the bylaws, and so we're gonna vote on that here, but it still needs to be voted on by the larger board, so that if we have questions now, we can ask those questions. That way, we are maybe saving a little bit of time. If you're curious about something, now would be a really good time to ask those questions. I feel like we're comfortable. Okay. Then if there are, excuse me, there are no more questions, we need to finish the vote out, correct? 2.2? Okay. Having a motion by Secretary Boswell and a second by Trustee Whitley Chu to approve item 2.2. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Passes unanimously by all those. Excellent. Thank you so much, everyone. This concludes our meeting. Secretary Boswell, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Excellent. The meeting is adjourned at 5:37 p.m.